What's up, y'all, and welcome to another episode of Worldly Church Girl. On today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing one of the baddest drummers I've seen in forever. I mean, this dude's stick game is sick. He's a worldwide known musician, and he's a part of the baddest band, Be On It. It gives me great privilege to introduce the one and only Joe C. Elliott III. Can you tell me about the group, Be On It?
Be On It is just a collection of individuals from Indy that, we all come together, man. We make some of the dopest music people will ever hear. Yeah, and it's just a band of brothers. Like, we're all brothers, and, it kind of feels like we're in a fraternity at times, just because of how close we are and the little things that we have together and stuff like that. It's a dope group.
Because one thing that we talked about, me and CJ, was that how real music is lost. Yes. And I was just completely overjoyed the first time I heard y'all. Because for real. Straight, and it wasn't biased because I knew y'all, but it was just real talk, because it was like about freaking time somebody's bringing like real R&B back. Because all this synthesized and computerized music is getting to the point where it's the new norm.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, in today's music game, man, people are really getting away from real music. But at the same time, it's like they're trying to bring it back, but, it's still very watered down with a lot of today's technology. Like, people just want stuff to be perfect versus the natural feeling of having something natural. That's one thing that we try to do, is we try to relate to what's going on today, but with some of those things that we learned back in the day. And I think eventually real music will come back. It's just going to really take some of these pioneers, man, to make it happen. And, if you've heard Beyonce's Before I Let Go, it's got a classic vibe, but it's still new school. Yeah. So it's like, if we had more artists actually pay more homage to what happened in the past, man, I think this generation would probably appreciate it a lot more. Then we could slowly go back to, where we came from.
And it's when you said that, I was thinking about how a lot of artists use live music as a gimmick, because a lot of their stuff is computerized. But then all of a sudden, when they do something like an award show, they want to bring a quote unquote live band. And it's more of a gimmick, not necessarily like this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Like, because they know, like, an audience will like respond to a live band, even if they just up there just playing to a track. Like, one thing I noticed is a lot of these artists, especially R&B artists, like if you look at cats like Tank, or if you look at cats like Trey Songz or Chris Brown, like a lot of those cats. Well, I wouldn't even say Chris Brown. I would say some of the more classic R&B artists, like, Tank, Genuine, the Tyrese's of the world. Their
Neo.
albums don't, Neo too. Yeah, their albums don't do as well as what they used to. They make a lot of their money off of being on the road. And, usually they have a live band, and that live band really just brings a whole presence to the live experience, like to make you feel like you're actually getting something versus just singing to tracks with a DJ. You're like, man, I can listen to that at home. Give me something that's going to make me feel like I just got a full experience. And,
something organic.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I got you. Yeah. Now, what was your biggest challenge getting into this?
Well, the biggest challenge was pretty much wanting to make sure that you're attracting most, if not all, audiences, and realizing that not everybody's going to listen to your music, and not everybody's going to like what you're doing. Man, and that's just the way society is. Like, especially in 2019, anytime like my band Be On It, we really put ourselves out there on social media, on live shows, videos, albums. We really put ourselves out there, and and it's pretty much open fire. Pretty much once you put yourself out there, you're going to get the criticism, you're going to get the backlash, you're going to get people that love you, people that hate you. So it was knowing how to accept all of those and know what's real, and know what you can do to make yourself better, and make the band better. So
Mhm.
that would probably be the toughest thing that I or even the band has had to face so far in this
How do you
journey.
even overcome that?
Well, the more popular you get, the more haters you'll get, and that's one mindset that I've kind of always had, and the band has kind of taken on. I mean, we've accepted so much criticism over the years, especially with the changes of new faces, and then the direction of music, and then us playing live arrangements versus original
Mhm.
music. Um, and it's like, man, you really just have to kind of stay even keel, man, and just know what your goal, what your personal goal is, and what your goal is for the band. And ultimately, everybody's not going to be with it, but as long as we're
Mhm.
staying focused and everybody's doing their part, it's going to work out. And like that's a mindset that we've always had.
Okay. Now, how old were you when you first started playing drums?
And I was probably 2, 3 years old when I was able to hold sticks, and when I finally got a shot to play at church, which was my uncle, he taught me how to play, and I watched him play at church. And like just some drummers, like when you're like 2 or 3 years old, you can kind of tell who's gonna have it. It's because they got rhythm and they know the difference between clapping on beat and off beat. And I see them
Yeah.
kids do that to this day. I'll be like, "Yep, he's got it. He's already got it. Yeah, he's 2 years old and he's got it."
Okay, but you said how old were you when you first played in church, though? When you first got your chance, because there's
Yeah.
always, like, a line of people who wanna play the drums, and you
Mhm.
literally gotta sit there and wait your turn.
Oh yeah, like man, like and I grew up in a church where there was a line. And my uncle, I mean, of course he showed favoritism on me because I'm family.
Mhm,
But I got my chance. Like if anybody's familiar with like Sunshine Band back in the day, man, like
mhm,
I finally they would kind of let me play for the kids, but like nothing
mhm,
else. Man,
yeah.
and then like that just kind of built my confidence. I'm like, man, I can hold it down for this. Man, put me in a regular service, put me on praise and worship,
Right.
and let me see what I can do, man. And it actually worked out. Like the older I got, the more experience, and then of course, the older you get, the more stronger you get, and then you get taller to where you can hit everything. So it worked out.
Now, is it hard for you to separate the R&B and the church world?
Not at all. Not at all. My perception on that is, man, you got to have a relationship with God. Man, like if you're gonna do church, um, I mean, the ultimate goal for me, and I've always said to not have to actually play drums in church, but just attend church as a actual member, man, and just enjoy the actual service, like what versus work. The way I look at music is, man, like music is a passion of mine. Through all the different type of schooling that I've gotten, I got a chance to appreciate different types of music, like jazz, R&B, pop, classical. A lot of people didn't know that drums wasn't something that I learned in grade school. Like I was a trumpet player all through like middle
Okay.
school, high school, and anytime I go back to Muncie, nobody really knows me for drums. Well, probably now they do. But anytime I go back to Muncie, it's like everybody remembers me as the trumpet player that was
Mhm.
like first chair, that played lead trumpet, that was in the jazz band, that marched. Like it made me appreciate all different types of music. So church versus R&B or secular world. Man, I mean, I just see it as all music. Like in my opinion,
Mhm. That's
it
funny. So
shouldn't
you really
affect my
about that band
relationship with
life,
God.
huh?
Yes. Oh man, marching band, like 10 hours out in the sun.
I didn't do marching band because I didn't like the uniform, but
Yeah,
I played the
it's super
flute
hot.
for about yeah, I played the flute for I forgot how many, about 6 years. Yeah, I couldn't do it, but my girls did. They did marching band, so I know about the long days and the competitions and the staying out all night. That's band
Yes,
life is real.
man, life is real, man. Like, don't let these movies fool y'all, man. When we would be out here, sore, black, just all of that. Like, just get darker and darker, man. And
Right, was not enough
yeah,
sunblock in the world.
not enough at all.
That's hilarious. So you from Muncie?
Yes, yes. I'm originally from Muncie, born and raised in Muncie.
So did you go to college in Muncie too?
Yes.
You go to Ball State?
Yes, yes.
So did you play band in Ball State too?
Nah. I went to Ball State, and then I ended up moving to Indianapolis for work.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been in Indianapolis ever since.
Okay.
Just doing music, and I was working for a while, and then I decided to take a step of faith and just do music full time. It's worked out for me for the last 5 years.
Now, what was the one gig that you've done that scared the crap out of you?
Oh man, I don't think it would probably be the Strange Range competition.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Wasn't y'all
it would
overseas
have to.
not that long ago?
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah. But I mean, it's different when you're expected to be great versus all odds are pretty much stacked against you, and you're in a competition with some of the country's finest musicians.
And
Um,
when?
yeah, and win. And it's funny because I remember, man, like people didn't have many expectations for us. Like they looked at our band like it was a lot of cats. Well, like, our band was made up of cats that just wasn't in the industry. Like we were all just local Indianapolis musicians,
Mhm.
and we were performing against cats that are in the industry, cats that are playing for the Neos, cats that are playing for a lot of these big artists. And it just wasn't a lot of expectation for us, and we got talked about before the competition. It's like, man,
Shut up.
you talking about them church boys, man? Them church boys ain't gonna do nothing.
No, they did
Yeah,
not put the
man.
church title on you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like they did not have any respect until we literally started playing, and we went into it on the fact of, man, look, we're not expected to win, so
Mhm.
let's just have fun. But our nerves were shot. Everybody's nerves was like on edge when we got on stage. It was insane.
Okay, but I watched that video a few times and y'all didn't look nervous. Y'all looked like y'all was cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well. Once we got through the first, and a lot of people don't know this, but like the video doesn't show what really happened at the very beginning of the video, because there was a count in that was supposed to happen. It was a 4, 3,
Mhm.
2, 1. Let's go. Da, da, da. So we had started the count in off, so we didn't all come in on the same beat, and immediately, like when we messed up at the beginning, we all looked at each other, and I remember Brandon Bufford. He was like, hey guys, just keep playing through it, keep playing through it. So the actual video actually starts in the middle of the intro. It doesn't start at the very beginning because they knew that we messed up.
Uh,
But we all just kept our heads down, and the next thing you know, man, it was curtains from there.
that's messed up. Y'all messed up and still won.
Like people that was there actually know it. I actually got a live stream of it that actually shows the mess up. That I'll probably post on the Be On It page one day, like just
Okay.
as something funny. That's definitely the probably the most pressure moment I've probably ever been in.
Are y'all gonna do it again?
No,
Why not?
nah.
I
Well, they
mean,
haven't.
I mean,
Well,
I mean, just to protect y'all title. I mean, I know it's been a couple years, but still.
well, 2014, man, like we felt like that was a stepping stone to where we want to eventually be, and to go back to the competition, which is like I mean, we would go back probably as like a guest judge or maybe
Hmm.
in support, but the the creator of it, I mean, she's not even doing the competition no more because the next
Really?
competition, yeah, because the next competition, I mean, it was dope, but it was kind of a struggle. I mean, they went from 5 bands to 4 bands, and everybody kept trying to compare it to 2014, and they're like, man, well, this band ain't doing this band ain't doing that, and bands were literally scared to audition because they felt like they had to, play to be on a standard that they set in 2014, and it made bands try too hard. Some bands were just scared, and
Hmm.
it just wasn't a big turnout as 2014 because everybody just kept comparing it. So she just stopped doing it altogether.
You know what? Maybe I should try out for America's Got Talent. No, for real. Because one, that's $1 million. Two, that's a spot
Mm.
in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought. You ain't got to.
Yeah.
Just a thought. And that's some heck of a national exposure.
Oh yeah, but knowing us, we would probably get the call to actually just be the band for America's Got Talent, which is equally just as great. If you ask me.
Yeah, true. Who's your musical influence?
Oh man, I mean, I have a lot of them. I mean, some of my musical heroes, and I'm talking about instrumentalists. I mean, of course, you got the drummers, the pioneers like Calvin Rogers, and man, like a drummer that I'm listening to a lot now is Ronald Bruner. Um, but as far as musical influences, like as far as just music, period, man, I love Stevie Wonder and what he's done. Man, I love a lot of the classic artists. Trying to think of one because there's so many of them.
I'll
But yeah,
just shoot
I
them
would
all
say
out.
Stevie Wonder. Yeah, I would say Stevie Wonder, Al Green, Marvin Gaye. You know, even the classic R&B. You know, Tank is one of my favorite R&B artists
Okay.
just because he actually plays too. He plays organ as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't know that Tank actually grew up in the church and like he used to
No,
sing
did
background
not see that coming.
to sing background for Hezekiah Walker back in the day, like in the choirs, like in the
Up.
'90s. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
grew up
look at
Church of
some
God in
YouTube
Christ.
archive. Pull that up.
Yeah. So like a lot of his production and stuff like that. Man, like one dude I listened to growing up a lot was gospel wise was Tone, and like even with his transition
Yes.
into the secular world, his
Mm-hmm.
musical production and his creativity is genius, and it's one
Mm-hmm.
thing that my band really loves and listens to, man. Like, Anderson Paak, Kendrick
Mm-hmm.
Lamar, a lot of those type
Mm-hmm.
of cats. Man, like those people really shape our sound and our creativity.
Who on the scene that's new that you kind of like looking at right now?
Man, LMA's dope. I really like this. I really like this trap soul movement that's been happening. Like it's the LMAs of the world. Like we just recently did a Danny Lay live arrangement. Her music is really dope, and she's popping. She just released a new track with Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's a newly signed Def Jam artist. But yeah, man, like cats like Anderson Paak, Kendrick Lamar. We're waiting on his next joint, which I know that's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be crazy. Moonchild. Uh, yeah, man, like just a lot of that trap soul stuff, man. Like that's what we really been into
What do you think
lately.
about her?
Her trap soul, amazing. Her
Yes.
song Focus, man, like
Mm-hmm.
she's on a lot of different award shows, and she's traveling a lot, and I even heard one of her songs on Power last year. Is that one of the in
Okay.
the episodes of Power? And I was like, man, she is taking over. Like her
Don't
and that
judge me.
Caesar
I
dude.
have never watched Power. Don't judge me. I don't know why, because I know everybody else is watching, but I have not watched Power. I stopped watching Empire like a long time ago, but I've
Yeah,
never watched Power. I'm gonna have to
yeah,
watch it. It's
yeah.
almost, and
Power's
it's their
dope.
last season though, right?
Yep, it'll start in August.
Mm,
Yep, it'll start in
I'll
August. So.
I'll pray about it.
Yeah.
Well, if you could have one song be your theme song every time you walk through the door, what would it be and why?
Man. Man, that kind of put me on the spot. I was trying to think about that. I don't even know because I have so many dope songs in my head.
Okay,
Um,
three. I'll give you three because it depending on your mood. Three.
okay. Um, man, I really don't know. Like, I don't even know if I could give you three artists that would probably be the
Okay.
soundtrack of my life.
Okay, I take
Uh,
that.
all right, Music Soul Child. He is definitely one of my favorites. If you ask
Yeah.
anybody that knows me, they know I'm a Music Soul
Mm,
Child head. So it's like anything he releases is gold in my opinion. Um, Gospel wise, Fred Hammond. I love some Fred Hammond. Like he is dope.
yes.
Anything that he's done, I mean, like I'm just on it. Uh, and man, one more. Who can I say?
Just one more.
I gotta give it to my boy Stevie.
Okay.
I gotta give it to my boy Stevie.
I was waiting. I actually thought you was gonna pick Stevie first.
Yeah, I gotta give it to my boy Stevie, man. My mom put me on him when I was younger, and I've been listening to him ever since. So,
How old? Do you remember how old you was first time you heard him?
about 4th, 5th grade, so probably about 10, 11 years old.
Okay, that's old enough to know what you listening to. That's old enough. What was the song you remember that stuck out?
Man, Do I Do, Superstition, Overjoyed. My favorite song by Stevie is a classic song he did. I forget the name of it. Hey, 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 something. I forget. He was like, I was born in the heart, jumping sweetheart. I don't know the name of the song, but it's one of my absolute favorite songs. It's a really short song, but it's got like a really classic 60s, 70s feel to it.
Well, guess what? You done.
Cool.
Thank you, sir.
All right, no problem.
Thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Worldly Church Girl. I want to take this time to thank Joe for coming on the show. I really do appreciate it because I know you got a busy schedule. So thanks again, Joe, for taking your time out of your day to do Worldly Church Girl. If you have any suggestions for the show or if you would like to be on the show, please shoot me an email. And again, thank you for listening to Worldly Church Girl. Don't forget to subscribe.